Well, didn't you and North Melbourne and everyone involved have such an eventful year last year? How's your shoulder, by the way?
No, all part of the fun, Robbo.
Mate, no one had a go at anyone about that. It just shows that people are really passionate and like their football and like their football club. It was a big year for North Melbourne last year. They sacked Brad Scott. He was gone mid-year. Reece Shaw took over. There's been a complete sweep out at the football club. I think new CEO, new coach, new CIO, new recruiting department, new football manager. I mean, that is a clean sweep of the football club. A lot of people would say it was maybe needed, but there's certainly a real air of confidence and excitement and happiness at that club. Are you getting that?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think Reece Shaw is the major driver behind that. I mean, he's a uniting figure. And not talking about the past, it's just talking about what this man is.
Yeah.
And he's brought the club closer together. Now, do you see that week in, week out on the football field? I don't know if you do. But you cannot have success long term unless you've got the 4 or 5 pillars at your football club. Absolutely right. And they're those positions you just mentioned. What we will see this year under Reece, and he's calling it the front foot Kangaroos. They want to be aggressive. They want to take the game on when it's there to be done. They want to be overly or overtly physical. We saw that early in the Marsh series. Probably lost the balance. It probably went too far.
And 1 minute into the first quarter, 2 Kangaroos went at an opposition player, and I went, I couldn't believe what I was seeing for a pre-season game.
It was the Bash brothers. It was Zurhaar and Anderson.
Yeah.
And that's the way they want to play. Now, will that win them games? I don't know if that alone will win games. There's got to be more science to it than just that. But I'll tell you what, it's a great starting point. And the Kangaroo faithful love it because they hadn't seen it for a little while. As soon as Reece took over, first night against Richmond, bang. They were the last team to beat the Tigers in 2019, playing a brand of football that took everyone with them. Now, I don't know whether they're good enough to be contending for flags, making 8s or whatever, but this is a club that's starting again. Not a list that's starting again, a club that's starting again. So it's exciting times.
There is concerns, though. There is concerns. Up the other end, they've lost a warrior in Scott Thompson. I mean, he was just a ripper player. Now, who fills that role? They've got some talent, but where in the midfield? Is it still Jack? Is it still Ben Cunnington? Sean Higgins and Pollock are their deliveries, their carries between the arcs? Badly missed them in their round 1 Marsh game. It really looked to me that they looked really sluggish without the runners.
The 2 most important people of the Kangaroos, Luke Davies-Uniacke and Taron Thomas. They're the 2 that they need to go on and become absolute stars, not just good players. I think Taron Thomas has shown enough to give you the green light that this is going to be his second-year player. I mean, he did so much last year, but he's bulked up a little. I know he's not a big frame. He's not as big as this man here, Big Majak, but I think Davies-Uniacke is the one. He does 2 or 3 things a game.
What are you seeing in him?
He does 2 or 3 things a game where he'll sway out of traffic. He'll take the ball from inside to outside by himself.
Which is nice.
We want to see it 8 or 9 times a game. That's the challenge for younger players to build. Really big pre-season to the point where he got sore and missed the first couple of opportunities of the Marsh campaign, but going places with him. So they're the 2 for me, outside of the rest, that I want to see have big seasons.
It's really interesting. When I was in Sydney, and if you've been watching these video clips, I was up there and talking to John Longmire, and we were talking about the bringing of the youth in the last couple of years, and John gave me a graphic which we put in the paper last Monday about the amount of games the debutants have played from 2016 to 2019. On the top of that list was the Carlton Football Club with 730, and then came the City Swans, like 710. The bottom team was the Kangaroos with 250 games. So they've got themselves in a position, whether by planning or by circumstance, where they have got players who have played the game. They're ready. They're coming into a period where you've got to perform. Their list demographic would say you've got experience, you've got age, you've got games. You've got to start, really pushing to be a top 4 team, because they haven't got a lot of kids coming through. They just haven't.
Haven't played them.
No, well, okay. Well, I haven't seen them.
I think the trick for the Kangaroos is to not build a team that makes the 8. Don't just try and build a team that makes the 8 and gets stuck in no man's land. It's to try and build a team that eventually gets an opportunity to win a premiership. So look 2, 3, 4 years down the track. Now, I don't know if Madjak's in that. I don't know if Robbie Tarrant's still there for that. I don't know if Ben Brown's still there. But they've got to say, okay, this is our year, and start making some decisions. It's now on to, as I said, those two young guys. It's also on to guys like Dumont, guys like Simpkin. Are you genuine A-grade talent that can drive the club forward? I think there's enough around the edges, but we still, in my opinion, Ben Cunnington's a star. Sean Higgins is a star. Robbie Tarrant's a star. But who else? Ben Brown's a star. But are those four better than the other four that a Richmond throw at you, or that a Collingwood, or that a Geelong, or a Port Adelaide, or a Melbourne? Those four, the four and fill mentality, they've got to get another couple of A-grade stars.
Oh, no doubt they do. No doubt.
They've got the flexibility. They've got the finance. They're going back to the draft next year.
Yep.
So hopefully time will tell.
If they can't get a deal done with Collingwood and De Goey, rest assured the Kangaroos will be going after De Goey again.